Woonsocket.
Good morning and welcome to Coffee Ann, the longest-running panel discussion show in American radio. To make a comment or ask a question of the panel, call 401-766-1240 or email coffee@woonsocket.com. And now, let's join the Coffee Ann panel.
It's Coffee Ann on ON, AM, and FM. Thanks for joining us on this Wednesday morning. It's September 17th. This is Joe Callahan. Thanks for joining us. And around the Coffee Ann table, we'll say good morning to Melissa Smith. Hi, Melissa.
Morning, everybody. How are you?
Yeah, we're doing okay, I believe. Tim Draper's here. Hi, Tim.
Good morning, everyone.
And Mr. John Ward. Hello, John.
Hello.
Nice to have you here. After you, when did you get back from Virginia this time?
I drove down starting at 3 o'clock Friday morning and left 3 o'clock Monday morning to get back and arrived around 1 p.m.
You make it all the way through, or do you got to switch drivers?
No, I drive.
Oh, well, good for you. Okay. He's the real man, I guess.
Do you stop like every couple hours, though? Stretch, walk?
We stop once. I have to get more gas because the tank doesn't cover the whole distance from Virginia Beach. So we stopped in the first exit on the Jersey Turnpike at the first service stop and filled up the tank for what was left to top it off so I'd have enough gas to get home. Picked up a cup of coffee and
continued on.
Continued on.
I don't know
I
how
would
you
have stopped
do that.
10
I have,
times
like,
on
leg
that trip down.
cramps, leg clots. Like, you have all things to think of.
What about the bathroom?
And the bathroom alone.
Well, yeah,
the bladder.
the bathroom was involved.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good news.
But that's not healthy to go that long without stopping and pulling over and stretching your legs
I
and
did
getting your
stretch
blood
my
circulating.
legs. We took about 15 minutes for the stop.
Yeah.
You know, you get out of the car, you
the
stretch your legs.
suggestion is every 2 hours.
It is.
If you're not quite right, then you
Look
lose
what
your
happened to
balance
David,
and
what's his
fall
name?
against your car.
That's a problem if you do
But
that.
no, they suggest 2 hours.
Every 2
Yes,
hours, get
every
out and
two.
walk around for
Oh.
like 10 minutes. Yeah.
Oh.
And you've had some heart stuff. Like, this is, now we're
buddy.
worried. Now we're worried.
we're
We're concerned.
It's a little late for this trip, but next trip we're going to lecture you, and
We're
we're
going
going
to
to...
call you
Well,
every 2 hours.
No, we're going to go with them.
We're gonna say, you were going to go with them.
We're gonna go
Well,
with
as the old French Canadians used to say, worry pa.
them. All right, Melissa, time for first
my
message
goodness.
from the St. Antoine communities.
Right. So for those of you that don't know a lot about St. Antoine Community, we are a large long-term care campus located in North Smithfield, right on the line of Woonsocket and Blackstone. On our property, we offer an expansive continuum of services. We have an assisted living community called the Villa at St. Antoine, which is a 76-apartment facility, as well as St. Antoine Residence, which houses our brand new memory care assisted living unit, Primrose Lane, as well as 2 levels of nursing support. We have a rehab facility as well as a secured memory care unit. So if you are interested in learning more about all the services we have to offer you on our property, feel free to give me a call at 401-767-3500 or email me at msmith@stantoine.net.
All right, Melissa, thanks. All right, we'll jump right into the important stuff. Robert Redford passed away yesterday. 89 years old. Favorite Robert Redford movie for me is The Sting, because he's got
That's
such
my
great lines.
husband's too.
One of my favorite lines is he's looking at Paul Newman, who's lying in the bathtub after he's put the shower on him. Luther said, "I could learn from you. I already know how to drink." I said, that's such a great line. Anybody else a favorite Robert Redford movie?
I liked him in The Winter Soldier from The Avengers. He was the bad guy.
Really?
I like it when he's the bad guy.
He's
Yeah,
the bad
he
guy?
was.
Wow,
Yeah.
okay.
But my favorite's the Sting. Always will be.
Okay. Melissa?
Spy Game.
Spy
Did you ever
Oh,
see that
it is a
movie
Spy Game.
with him and Brad Pitt?
Yeah.
No, I did not.
I mean, that's one of those, anytime it's on a weekend, you get sucked in and you watch. If you have not seen that movie, it is one of my favorite movies. Period.
Okay.
Regardless of the fact that he stars in it, but he was excellent in it, as was Brad Pitt. So
Okay.
just-
But my favoritism for the Sting is mostly involving Robert Shaw.
We like Robert Shaw.
Playing
He's
Doyle,
already died.
Doyle Lonigan.
Yeah. You follow?
You follow?
Great lines. And he's also, Robert Redford, also a great director. Ordinary People is fantastic.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize that he directed the movie Quiz Show. If you ever see Quiz Show, it's fantastic.
Really?
About the quiz show scandals on TV from the 1950s. You wouldn't think it'd be enthralling, but it is. It's amazing.
For sure.
It got me thinking here in the news yesterday, though. I feel like we're on borrowed time with like a lot of really great
Yeah.
actors, but Clint Eastwood
this
came
could be
to
the-
mind, and I
this
thought,
could be the
when are
start.
we going to hear that he's passed? I mean,
Yeah, he's in his
still
90s.
acting and he's
Well,
still
Redford's
directing,
the first.
but
There's
he's
usually two more.
Yeah, no.
know,
So
right?
Sad as that sounds.
But we're going to hit that wave. I feel like it's
Yeah.
some of those real.
Yeah, it's going to happen. You're right. Okay. So it's been a week since Charlie Kirk was shot. You people were. It happened after Coffee Inn took place last Wednesday. Does anyone have any comments you want to make about it? You've thought about now that a week has gone by.
Well, I know there's a vigil
Joe,
today.
he's-
There's supposed
he's-
to be a vigil down in Johnston. I feel like I heard.
Oh, here in
that-
Rhode Island?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's being
Oh.
organized.
Well, his funeral's today, isn't it? Or is that tomorrow?
It exposed the wound in the country
Mm-hmm.
between the sides.
Raw nerve.
Yep.
It feels yucky, doesn't it? I mean, it's
does.
really it's you I mean, you and I talk about flipping through channels all the time on the news, and it's like, and it's still there. Everyone's talking about that it's both sides, but then you flip to a specific channel, one or the other, and it's heavy weighted. Our team would never do that. Our team would never do that, and we're going to keep it vague. But it's just yucky, and it's like, yeah, you are, and yeah, you have, and everyone's behavior is just so unfortunate. And this is bringing to light a lot of that conversation, but it makes you just want to shut off. I've said this before.
Everything.
Well,
social media and everything,
The
because
thing
it's
that
so
disturbs
toxic.
me about social media, and I don't think people realize how much control they have over our minds, is that they take whatever your tendencies are using their algorithms, and they're going to pump things
Of
to
course.
you
Yep.
that feed into it and amplify it. So when conservatives are complaining about liberals, mostly with colored hair and piercings and tattoos all over their face, saying outrageous things, and some politicians saying outrageous things, it's because the algorithm has picked it up and amplified it. So they are the however many watts, 10-foot high speaker that takes a whisper and turns it into a scream. And they do it across the country on both sides. So liberals who have certain feelings about issues receive one set of messages, and the conservatives receive another, and they're so diametrically opposed that everybody becomes blind to the reality of what's going on in the normal world. And
Okay.
it's tragic, but
You know,
it's going to lead to something unpleasant, I fear.
Yeah, I agree. And you kind of look and you hope your president is going to be the one to bridge this moment, and that's not what you're getting from your president. And it's coming from certain people from each party, but not collectively as a whole. And it's hard. It's hard to, we're wise enough to say, hey, I know my algorithm on my phone is only hitting certain things. Or you open up one article and the next thing you know, it's
10 more.
20 more coming right behind it with a similar tone, and you think that's just validating like what you've read, and that's
it's
not
like-
it. So you're smart enough to be able to, but not everybody is smart enough to know that.
It's like when you have a conversation in your kitchen in front of the Alexa about a particular brand of microwave, and then tomorrow microwave ads start popping up.
Tomorrow,
man.
like 10 minutes later on your phone.
100%.
It's ridiculous. Yeah.
It's just scary times. I think the like even having, I have one kid left in my house, but like just trying to talk it through with them the very first night, and she comes home from volleyball and she's like, look at all of my friends from my team, they've already posted, like, what do you think I should post? And I'm like,
Nothing.
I don't think you should
why
post
do you
anything.
have to post anything? Why does this have to be? Well, everyone is. I feel like I need to make a statement, and I'm like, why do you?
What
at
statement are they
15?
making?
But this is, I guess, what I'm trying to share with you all is like, this is what happens with youngins.
The young
and,
people.
Yeah.
and they see it and they think they have to jump on a platform. And I think a little bit of it is, I talked to you last year about the fact that as a freshman, she was very lucky to be part of this program in her school called We the People, and go to DC and learn the art of debate and do the research and form an argument and all the things. So that's great. So, but her friend circle that she's talking about, like, they were all part of that program, and they all have strong opinions at a very young age, which you love, but they also are quick to like react and throw things into the universe, and probably largely because of conversations in their house or algorithms on their phone. They don't have all the facts. So like the first thing I said to Em was, hey, you got to know more about what's going on. I don't even know what's going on. This is what happened. This is what's being reported on the news, but there might be more to come. And let's just sit on this a little bit. Let it marinate. Let's think about what happened. Why did it happen? Who was involved, et cetera, before you just jump right out there in defense of one side or the other.
I guess my concern is, are there messages more along the lines of, hey, we need to tone this down? Or is it one way or the other? See, he got what he deserved, or
I can't believe the other side absolutely did this. They're horrible people and they're awful.
That's what a lot of it is just these kids are just resharing a graphic with a message, with an image of him and his family. All sad, all super sad.
Yeah.
But their comments on top of it, and I'm just reporting what I'm sharing from these kids. This is not my opinion. But a lot of it had to do with, like, can you imagine, like, this wonderful Christian faithful person, was shot, and this is awful, and we need to, like, whatever. And lumped in with that is now all of these people are being perceived as, like, they're anti-gay, they're anti-this, they're anti-that, just because kids aren't understanding, like, what the message in between is, if that's...
The message is we can't talk anymore. We don't have a conversation anymore.
It's just screenshots that they're just
and
resharing.
it's I hate you.
Yes.
You hate me, and if I can't change your mind, I'm just going to eliminate you because that's how I'm going to change the world. I'm going to eliminate your opinion from the face of the earth. And what you can't do is force people to think the way that you want them to think, because it's just going to get worse.
Well, and you form opinions of friends, so immediately it becomes unfriending people on
you're
different sides, and you're like,
crap. I
"What
don't
the
wanna
heck
deal with
just
you
happened
anymore."
there?"
Right. Oh.
Well, I'm sure he was. I mean, and even his family said that he became more radicalized than
The
to
Shooter's
left.
family.
The Shooter's family.
Yes.
During the last year or so, year and a half. Well, gee, what happened in the last year and a half? Oh, yes, somebody who became a hero among some crazy people, and still is, if you saw yesterday's news, shot an executive from United Healthcare in cold blood on the street in New York City, and is being treated as a hero.
Right.
And so
Haven't seen any consequence yet either.
and of course, he also had moved in with a roommate who was transgender, and they talked about him being whether him or the roommate was a furry. Well, I tell people, they want to know what a furry is, go watch. Go watch.
I've seen
what
them
did the fox
live and in person.
Just go watch YouTube. What did the fox say? What does the fox say? And you'll see what furries look like. In any case, he became a little more radicalized, and then, of course, his relationship with his partner amplified it, because now you move to the link to Charlie Kirk, because he does not believe that trans is legitimate based upon his faith belief. And so you decide he is the next target, and you get Grandpa's gun, and you plan to become the next crazy person. And as George Will, I was watching an interview with him last night, he basically said that. He said, what happens is something like this, unless we actually start having conversations instead of shouting at each other, it becomes something that people aspire to. There are people out there that have sick minds that are being influenced by the influencers, which are not people but actually algorithms, and they'll be influenced by it, and they'll start trying to find the next target, feeling as if it's something that they have a moral obligation to do, and it can get much worse.
It's funny because that's exactly what Charlie Kirk would say. Once the communication stops, that's when bad things happen. Because when the husband and wife stop talking, divorce happens.
Right.
When countries stop talking, that's when war happens.
Yeah.
And guess what?
Should I be shot now?
And Putin's not meeting with Zelensky, and we're not worrying about it. But Putin's now invading parts of Ukraine.
Same as Israel.
Further.
Israel attacked Gaza.
And Israel has moved into Gaza.
So what's the resolve? Like, where are we at? Because it feels absolutely impossible to me, and you just feel very sad. I feel very sad in the state of our country, and I don't feel like I have the right solution. Does anyone have the right solution?
I don't know that. I can't even think of one. I just know that I've recently seen a couple of reports of members of, specifically a lesbian who's out there that's been putting out pieces on this, statements on this, where they want to take the TQ off of the LGBTQ acronym because they believe that the trans community is doing something that, for many of them, they don't agree with at all.
So the trans
Or the queer
and
community,
the
where it's
queers.
an unidentified, I'm whatever I feel like being this afternoon. Lesbians are lesbians.
Yes.
Gays are gays.
Okay.
Bisexuals are bisexuals. It's very specific. Nobody's
other-
trying to change themselves.
Yeah.
They're trying to be what they are.
Okay. The other two.
Trans, not so much.
Yeah.
Queer,
Interesting.
not so much. And they're finding that you don't see a lot of people going out there and murdering people because they're lesbians. They want to get married, they get married. They want to have a family, they have a family. Gays, same thing. Bisexuals.
Yeah, but you make it sound like it's so simple. I don't think it's as simple as
not.
they're
No,
still
it's-
feeling
I'm not saying
attacked.
it's-
Like
I'm
they're
not saying
still.
it's not for
Okay.
me, but it is for the lesbians, the gays, and the bisexuals,
Yeah, but-
because to them they're not changing. They're not. People have accepted that pretty much these days. The transsexuals, the queer thing, where I am what I am, whatever I feel like being in the
today.
next 20 minutes. It becomes hard for the public to understand, and even people who are more settled in their lifestyle and comfortable with it. And so there's another divide that might be coming that's going to actually probably exacerbate the queer population.
All right, on that note, we got to take a break
Struggle already.
Here on the Coffee and Program. But more coming your way, so stick around for that. So, Melissa, time for a second message, please.
Oh, I thought we were going to go to break and then come back to my. Okay.
No,
So
second
we're
message
that
from the
far
St.
over.
Antoine communities, please.
So yeah, I actually just wanted to share. So you know that I'm always chatting about various community events coming up at our property, and we survived the summer. It was a very hectic summer, a lot of happenings, and we had a meeting yesterday, and we have a lot of fall events happening that I just wanted to give you a quick little preview into. First and foremost, coming up for us is we are going to be celebrating in the entire month of October breast cancer awareness in support of several, unfortunately, employees at St. Antoine who have been hit with breast cancer, and we wanted to show them our support. So we will be doing a month-long fundraising effort. So if you're interested in supporting that, definitely stop by either St. Antoine residence or the Villa and pick up some swag or make a donation. And then also, as always, we collect socks for Socktober for the entire month of October. Another reason to stop by. So make a donation for breast cancer awareness, or even drop off a donation of socks, and we collect them and we provide them to Community Care Alliance in support of folks that are homeless in this area or in need in this area. And then we're hoping to have a bake sale in the month of November. Don't have a date yet, but I'll definitely reach out on the air and let you know that date, because who doesn't love some homemade cookies and brownies? But yeah, so just again, all things exciting happening, and be sure to jump on our website for those dates and more specific information, or follow us on Facebook for always the most latest and greatest and exciting things happening. So yeah, thank you so much.
All right, Melissa, thanks. More of the Coffee and Program coming your way. We ask you to please stick around.
ON 1240.
They say in business you don't last very long if you don't know what you're doing. And if that's the case, we must know a thing or two at the Carew Investment Group, because we've been in the business since 1987, helping people just like you with their investments. At the Carew Investment Group, we employ a conservative approach to client portfolios by using only the best quality companies available, many of which pay quarterly dividends. We look for opportunities that we expect to go up in value not every day, but over time. And we take our responsibilities seriously and always place our clients first in any investment decision. If you'd like to know more or would like a free portfolio review of your current holdings, you can call Paul or Ed at 765-8880. Our office is located at 2190 Mendon Road, Suite 3 in Cumberland, Rhode Island. And we'd love to meet you and see if we can help you with your investing journey. Securities offered through Bolton Global Capital, member FINRA and SIPC, and advisory services offered through Bolton Global Asset Management, a registered investment advisor.
You have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-230-2777. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-230-2777. That's 800-230-2777 for $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-230-2777. 800-230-2777.
The Coffee and Panel is enjoying coffee from Down East Coffee Roasters. All their coffee is roasted right here in Rhode Island. Down East Coffee Roasters is available at all Little General stores.
ON Radio.
It's Coffee In here on ON Radio. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan here, Melissa Smith, Tim Draper, and John Ward. Okay, so moving on. So I need everybody's opinion on this, and it comes down to expectations of privacy when you're out in public. Did you hear about the man that was arrested at Lincoln Mall?
I did.
At the Target at Lincoln Mall.
Target, right.
He was videoing people, women, but
shopping.
But in the aisles.
Yeah.
No, that's.
And he was arrested for video voyeurism.
You can't do that.
Yeah.
Is
Without
it because
their
you're
permission.
inside a structure?
Yes. If you are not on public property,
Right.
you could be arrested. If you were out
Yeah,
on
if
the
you-
sidewalk on 116 and
That's
he was
fine.
videoing women walking by or men walking by or anyone walking by, there is nothing you can do about it. Once you cross onto private property, you can be charged.
But then Target has to be the one that initiates that,
Target's
right?
the one that
Well, Target must
Can
have
I
wanted to
ask
call
you a
the police.
question? There are I'm not even on TikTok because I hate it, but obviously TikTok
Neither-
videos fall through
neither-
Instagram and.
Yeah,
It's
neither am
the
I.
number one
But
social media.
they're loaded with videos of people taking videos of other people doing stupid things or
Yeah.
witnessing them do stupid things,
Right.
and whether it's falling down a flight of stairs, strangers, you know,
Yeah.
that you've videotaped.
But are they outside?
Some are in the store. Like I've seen them in the stores. Like, can you
Okay.
believe what this person's wearing? And it's like
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff. So how are they not all? I heard the
Well-
story and I was like, what's to prevent this person really from doing that?
Probably
Everyone
not
has a
enough
phone in their
resources to
hand.
resolve the issue.
And
I often wonder too when I see some of that nonsense, how much of it's staged.
I mean, probably
who
a lot
happens
of
to
it
have
This
their
one?
phone out when someone's falling down a set of stairs? Why are they filming it?
Yeah.
I don't
Why are they recording it? I mean, really?
I'm
Because
just
they were
tired
just
of the phone.
following the person?
I'm like in such a bad state with phones and social media, but I feel like all of it just needs to go away.
Right.
All of it.
You
Throw
talk
away.
about-
Everybody
talk-
right now, throw
Talk
your
about
phones in
taking
the
away
trash.
guns, take away
'cause
social
it's-
media.
Yeah, it's just
How
not.
do you get the idiots to stop using the crap?
Well, John, this is the question then. As a scenario, let's say I'm trying to get dirt on John. So I'm filming John right here. I'm not, but I'm filming John in here off air.
Technically you
That's
are.
what I want you
it's
to
right there on
Yeah,
the screen.
technically I am. Okay, but not on my phone. But I'm filming John because I'm trying to catch him saying something off air.
Yeah.
Because I'm an employee of the station, is that okay?
No.
Why not?
I don't. Well, let me
It's
put
like
it
I'm
this-
target management.
Time out. Let me put it this way. It depends on the policy of the station.
Okay. I don't think we have one of
Because
this.
if your employer prohibits you from doing things that would cause an embarrassing situation to a guest, which technically I am a guest,
Yes.
or create something that would diminish the quality of the public impression of the station, then you could be held accountable, and as an employee at will, he could fire you.
Okay.
I don't know,
So-
but there's hot mic moments all the time with.
Those are accidents.
I mean, that's
accidents, I guess.
that's
but-
one of the critical barriers to free speech is people assume that they can do anything
Anything they
out there
want.
in a public domain,
Yeah.
and their employer can't do anything about it because they're not at work and they're out in the public. But that's not true, because if people can identify you with a particular place where you work, and it diminishes the public image of your employer or harms your ability to function in that employment, they can fire you. There's no free speech at work.
That's the argument in
Okay.
Barrington right now.
With the teacher?
With the teacher, I believe,
Yeah.
is that he made his statements on Facebook
Yeah.
outside of school time.
On his
but
own.
they're saying that he is a teacher has the people know who he is, know where he works, and even though he has the right to say what he said, doesn't mean it doesn't come without consequence.
That's
You
right.
can say what you want.
How do the
but
parents
understand?
now? How do the parents now trust that teacher to actually perform this duty honorably as a teacher in front of their kids? And it's questioned.
Yeah.
That's like there was a teacher, apparently, a news report I saw about a teacher that actually showed a group of like third graders.
Yeah, 10,
actual
10
video-
11
video
the
of
video
Kirk,
him being
the
shot,
blood
flowing out of his
flowing out of
neck.
Charlie Kirk, and
They
then
need to see this.
characterizing it as
Good.
he was shot because he's this kind of person, kind of thing. And I mean, how does
I heard
that
about
person
that, too.
keep their job?
Can we
know.
just back? So on the same day of that shooting, you also had a shooting in Colorado.
Colorado at a school.
There was also a threat at UMass Boston campus for a shooting.
Oh yeah.
You know, I appreciate the whole political push that's happening with all this. To me, it's gun violence, period. Like, I just feel like that needs to really be more of the centerpiece of the conversation than this whole political emphasis that's really being pushed upon. and the flag at half-mast and all of the pomp and circumstance that's come with it, although respect all of it, it should never have happened, but there's a lot of other things of equal significance that happen the same day that are not getting the attention that they deserve, and it really is all gun violence related.
Right.
Period.
The interesting thing, though, is all of the gun limitation laws that want to get rid of semi-automatic weapons and military weapons.
Don't affect that
this was neither of those things. It was a
bolt-action
bolt-action hunting rifle.
30-yard-6. Yep.
30-yard-6.
And it's amazing that he got that shot off at 200 yards. I think that's an unbelievable.
Well, he had
was doing some
Grandpa's $2,000 scope.
Right, and he was also doing practice time
He
at
was
the
practicing.
range.
In his apartment. He said there were shots
But
in the
here's the
apartment.
problem you have is I am not a gun owner. We've talked about this. I'm very much against it, and you all have the right to have it in your homes. Thankfully, I think that you're all very sane individuals. But
That's a big assumption.
I know, exactly. But the concern is that even I already forgot his name that was involved in the shooting.
Tyler Robinson.
Thank you. By all accounts, according to his family, he was relatively straight out normal kid leading up to this.
Until about a year ago.
That's all it takes. I think we just need to recognize, we talked about social media, we talked about, just the news in general. It just takes something to flare someone up and get them so hot and upset to just now suddenly you guys are gun owners and now you're walking into wherever.
You could come into my house and forcibly confiscate my firearms if you want. Right?
Would you be okay with that?
No, but you could. If you did, what would I do? I really couldn't do anything, but isn't that the point of the Second Amendment? Okay, that's number one. But number two, do you really think you're going to get every gun that's ever been made off the streets? This kid had his grandfather's gun. It's not like he bought a brand new gun. Grandpa gave him the gun and then he used it.
This goes
This
back
is a
to
mental health issue.
So funny, not funny story. I'll just see if we can kind of bring this full circle. We have a resident who lives in our assisted living memory care unit that used to be a hairdresser. Oh. And then all of a sudden came in the other day and she gave someone in the unit a haircut. We were like, well, how did that happen? And then we found a collection of hairdresser scissors. Okay, so this is someone by trade, by profession, had these tools. They were tools, right? And but now you have someone who might be cognitively impaired. So let's just rewind for a second. This person, as of a few months ago, was living in the community, you don't know at any point where suddenly, John, you're dementia. I'm noticing a few signs and symptoms with you. And suddenly, are you safe? But you're a gun owner and you've had one your whole life and it's in your possession. How you don't know when people's mental statuses change or what can influence them. I personally feel like let's roll back the time. No one should. Why do you need to have a residential gun in your house? Leave it up to the people who are professionals with it. Leave it locked up at that place of profession. But we're entering the space where I don't feel safe anywhere.
But that doesn't necessarily solve all your problems.
But solve something.
It
said
a little
earlier in
bit.
the show,
It solves
how
a
do
little
we
bit.
fix all this? I don't know where to begin. Something needs to change.
I'm not worried about the guns as much as I am about the games, because if you follow this particular person's problem, it seems to have really bubbled up through this texting system that's built into a gaming system where he was a gamer and he would communicate with people.
Was he playing shooting games on this?
I would imagine
console?
he was, but I don't know. I'm just saying, when you get into, if you've ever seen people in that realm where they can actually communicate with each other, talking to each other. Well, and some of them, I guess, they text each other because they have a texting system in there. And that's apparently where he got radicalized.
Really?
That's where he did his communicating with his lover. That's where, I think in the gaming realm, is where the desensitization and the belief that you have the right to push your views on other people. And so I would be more interested in controlling the games than I would be about worrying about guns in his house.
So,
by the way, if you want to get all the firearms in my house, I think I have a box of matches. That's the closest I have to a firearm.
I just think, what we're doing is we're creating a small list. There has to be something, even if it's a small list, some effort happening right now, which is not happening, to start to chip away at this problem. And everyone wants to keep talking about it in theory, but there's no list. I need a list. I need a plan. Give me a 5-year plan of what is going to change in this country so that I feel safer, my kids feel safer. There's no progress.
What scares me is the people who truly are trying to be moderates and trying to say, listen, this is a conversation we need to have together as a community, as a country. the people on the fringes are so out there on the fringes that they're influencing the ability for those people to bring people together, I think. And
I'll give you an example. Our vice president, JD Vance urges the public to report people who celebrated Charlie Kirk's death, encouraging them to call their employers.
And I felt
in
so,
a controversial podcast appearance.
This is so wrong.
That is the extreme end.
That's the extreme end.
That is a complete violation of personal responsibility to take care of yourself and not go rat out everybody else.
But isn't that part of the problem we have
it is
right now?
Yes, that is exactly part of the problem.
That is
It is part of the
of the
problem.
United States.
Right, that's exactly part of the problem.
To me, this is such a fundamental violation of the principle of what makes this country great, or made this country great, that he doesn't deserve to be in office.
And then on the flip side of that, you have people that are saying that you can't negotiate that belief out of that guy, so that guy should be eliminated.
All right, we're going to take a break on the Coffee and program right now. More coming up. Time to look at the forecast, which is being brought to you by Compassion International.
A mostly cloudy day today with a high near 74, calm wind, and a 20% chance of an odd shower this afternoon. Tonight, mostly cloudy skies, overnight low of 57. There's a 40% chance of a shower overnight. Thursday's weather, partial sunshine with a high of 77. Friday, sunny skies at a high of 78. Saturday, sunny again, 68 for a high. Sunday, sunny and 71. Monday, mostly sunny and 76. And next Tuesday, mostly sunny skies with a high near 81 degrees.
Outside the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio on the corner of Park Ave and Kennedy Street, under cloudy skies, we have 58 degrees. Thousands of kids in poverty have waited over a year for a sponsor. End their wait today. Become a Compassion sponsor. Text radio to 83393.
When you visit the Menard Locature Funeral Home's website, you'll find a wealth of important information, including frequently asked questions about the various options of pre-planning funeral etiquette, visitation, personal help to help the family, and many others. Remember, pre-planning is safe and helpful to family members who may be overwhelmed with details and responsibilities. It also assures that the deceased's final wishes are met. Their website will also feature several photos of their two beautiful and classic funeral homes at 127 Carrington Avenue, Woonsocket, and 71 Central Street, Manville. You'll be treated with courtesy and understanding. Their main phone number is 762-1825. Menard Locature Funeral Homes.
Krakow Deli Bakery Smokehouse offers authentic homemade Polish food to make your next meal special. Try our many varieties of hot and fresh pierogies with onions and what they call dirty sour cream. Or pick up gołąbki, kielbasa, babkas, or some fresh rye bread. We also offer a large selection of specialty and imported foods. Open Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, 9 in the morning till 6 p.m., Wednesdays, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., Saturdays from 8 to 5 p.m. It's Krakow Deli Bakery Smokehouse. Follow us on Facebook and learn about our weekly specials. Located at 855 Social Street, Woonsocket, Krakow Deli Bakery Smokehouse has all the authentic Polish foods you love. ON, AM, and FM.
It's Coffee In on ON. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan here with John Ward, Melissa Smith, and Tim Draper. And Tim, time for our first message from Navigant Credit Union.
Anything but politics, please.
Yeah, no,
Tim.
anything but politics. Well, you know what? I'll just let everybody know. You know, everybody that is one of our fabulous Navigant Credit Union debit cards is going to see a change shortly. Our cards are currently Visa cards. Mm-hmm. We made the decision a little while back that we were going to move to MasterCard because it provides our members with a little bit more service that they weren't getting through the Visa program, or that we could provide to them through the Visa program. So now we're going to make that change to MasterCard. And what does that mean for all of our members who have those great, fabulous debit cards? We're going to get a really cool looking new debit card with a MasterCard logo on it. And we've worked it out so that most of those auto payments that happen in the background, you're not necessarily going to have to change, like go in and make the modification. The way our system is working and where they've told us everything will work is that most of those things will just absolutely just flow through, and all the changes will be made automatically. However, we do recommend that if you have Netflix tied to your debit card or any other accounts tied to your debit card, you might want to go in and just double check, make sure that once it's done, which won't be done now until October, but once it's done, that you're going to have all those things tied together so that you're not running late. It's not a big deal. It should have no impact on anyone other than you're going to get a new card in the mail. And when you do, just activate it and get rid of your old one. Other than that, the process should be pretty simple. We expect by the end of the year, all of our 90,000 debit cards will be replaced with new ones. If you have any questions, just go to our website. We do have information on the website about those changes and about how things will happen. You can just click on the link on the homepage, and it'll take you to our MasterCard conversion.
All right, Tim. All right, ready? Should we move away from politics?
You got something funny?
Yeah.
What do you got?
Even the weird stuff you do, Joe,
I know,
might be
weird,
good.
I'll take some weird stuff.
By the way,
this isn't
I'll
too
just
funny,
wrap
but-
I'll just
yeah.
wrap my beliefs on this up
right.
with. She was, Melissa was asking about what we can do to change this, and I've said it before, and I'll say it again. War.
What is it good for?
It's good for rallying the country around a common issue.
Oh, okay, I see what you mean.
And
Okay.
it stops people from talking about tangential, ancillary social issues, and they focus on
Unless that war is
winning
civil.
a war.
Unless that war is civil,
Yeah.
which is what I fear.
I'm just
Anyway.
saying that's what history has shown, is if you want to rally the country around this common idea,
Let's get a common
and
enemy.
it sort of quiets the edges, and everybody finds the common enemy and goes to battle.
Before we depart from
It's not a good
politics,
thing.
Did you
I'm
see
just
the
saying what it
president's
is.
arrival in
Oh my
Britain
God! With all the carriages and this is right up his alley.
And
Tell me
the-
they are not doing this to stroke his ego.
Oh no,
What?
I was thinking the opposite. I
What,
saw all
Britain?
like the Epstein photos, like
Oh,
on
no,
the
yeah, I
side
saw
of the
that from
castle.
the
the projector and everything. I was
Yeah.
like, oh.
They got rid of that quick. That
Did
was
they?
literally like 3
Oh.
seconds worth of video, and then somebody squelched
Okay,
it
I was
quick.
like, I saw that quickly
Yeah.
on the news last night. I was
No.
like, oh boy.
Yeah, they did it last night, and
Mm-hmm.
they put the pictures up on the side of Windsor Castle. But once they saw the projector, they literally took it down
Took it down.
fast.
Those little projectors I got one
They
for my
can.
daughter for college.
Yeah.
$50, and it looks like it's a 100-inch
Yeah.
screen TV on their wall in their dorm room.
Right.
I'm like, wow.
I was thinking about Trump going this morning, riding in the gilded carriage with King Charles and all the horses and the pomp and the circumstance. And
yeah.
he's the only president in history to get a second welcoming back state dinner at the. And so that is just absolutely playing into his ego.
All right. Just not a funny story, but it's bizarre. This was in Providence. A man is injured after he fell out of a window of a moving car.
Yeah, that was last night, right?
Yeah, on Gilson Street Tuesday night, for a report of a man lying in the roadway. Police initially thought the man had been struck by a car, but the victim says he was actually thrown from the vehicle after it crashed out the window.
Well, if there was a vehicle.
Investigators
An
believe the
accident there?
victim was hanging out the car window at the time of the accident.
Ew.
Okay, so the car was in an accident.
Yes.
And then he was
And
on
then
the
he
street.
was thrown out.
So
Yes.
Oh no, I think
And he
that's
was hit.
common, isn't it?
He's probably hanging out the window.
Sounds like he
hooting and
almost
hollering and
won a Darwin Award.
yeah.
The cause of the crash remains under investigation.
Yeah, there you go.
So it's like, yeah, why are you hanging out the window?
Yeah.
That's kind of on the dangerous
I'm sure there'll be
side,
security
isn't it?
camera videos of that somewhere.
You think,
You know what
you think
Mama,
so?
you
There
know
are
what
views
Mama
everywhere.
says.
Stupid is as stupid does. The new bishop for the Diocese of
Bruce
Providence.
Lewandowski.
Not wasting any time. He's closing a Catholic church in South County in Exeter.
Yeah.
But like this month, not all close next year kind of thing. No, right away.
Yeah.
Done at the end of this end of
He
September.
must be doing his budget.
Well, yeah, there's a shortage of priests, as we know. There's a decline in the size of the congregation of St. Kateri Tekawitha. I think that's how you say it. Tekawitha Parish. The church has been around.
Native American
It opened 31 years ago, and it's closing at the end of the month.
I wonder if it was a
Two more masses, and that's it.
It was a
basically.
cultural church of some sort, and then it doesn't. You
Just
can't
not
support
drawn-
it. There's
just-
not enough people to support that particular parish.
Just not drawing the crowds.
I've heard rumors, not on this bishop in particular, but over the years, there's rumors that by the time it's all said and done, and this bishop may accelerate that, Woonsocket will probably have only 2 churches remaining.
Two
Catholic
Roman
churches.
Likely
churches.
Catholic churches, the Trinity and St. Joseph's. May be the only 2 parishes left. Oh, maybe 3. St. Agatha's,
Don't be
St.
surprised. right?
Joseph's. And, yeah, don't be surprised.
Okay.
I mean, precious blood is nice, but it's an expensive church building to keep up. I'm
That's
sure.
the problem. These
Holy,
buildings,
Holy
massive
Family,
Gothic buildings.
Holy Family's nice, and they still run a mass there every week just to keep it alive.
Yeah.
But how long can they keep doing that?
You're right. Okay. Up in Boston, things you can't do. The Federal Aviation Administration and the police are investigating reports of green lasers being pointed at airplanes.
Yeah, don't do that.
it's a federal crime. to be doing
5
this.
years of jail time, I heard.
The crews of 3 commercial flights reported, "Hey, we're seeing the green light as we're coming into land at Logan. Shining a laser at an airplane is dangerous because the pilots come into, they could get disoriented, and it's a federal crime. Violators can face stiff fines and prison time."
Yep.
So,
Don't do it.
that's a bad thing. There's a new CEO at Market Basket.
I heard.
Yeah, he's just the chief financial officer, isn't he? Didn't he get promoted up or something like that?
Well, someone's got to be.
So they
someone's
fired
gonna be
Demoulas.
CEO.
They fired. They got
fired
rid of the brother.
Demoulas.
Boy, that's a dysfunctional family.
Yeah. It reminds me, it's because my wife worked through all of it while she was in the corporate offices of Cumberland Farms, like the
Hasiotis
Hasiotis
family,
family, which is that was really dysfunctional too, and she dealt with the crazy brothers and the
Really?
and I wish I could remember names, but if so and so
Yeah.
Hasiotis comes on property, you got to call the police right away. This is this woman's brother.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
So
everyone's
stuff-
got a crazy sibling.
Some of it's like that. So yeah, the appointment of Chief Financial Officer Donald Mulligan was announced yesterday. His appointment comes less than a week after they fired Arthur T. Demoulas with a dispute with the board of directors. And the board accuses Demoulas of exercising his own discretion in making decisions and ignoring its oversight efforts.
You got a
Is
board. I
everything-
mean, you should
Do
consult.
you shop at Market Basket? Is everything still okay?
Believe it or not, I still do. I
Still-
go down
okay.
there.
How are the employees? Are they? How's the morale inside the store?
gotta
Can you tell?
no. You
Okay.
can't tell, but I always appreciate the fact I had to go to Stop and Shop down the street
Yeah.
to grab something quick the other day, and it's a ghost town. There's like no staff. There's no one bagging for you. Nothing. You go to Market Basket in Johnston. It is. I'm in and out of
It's like
there
an ant
checking out.
colony.
Like
There are employees everywhere.
there are.
Everywhere.
There's people cleaning up. Like it's just a generous amount of staff, and I appreciate someone bagging my $400 worth of groceries
Well-
every week because I'm spending $400, and it's
I hope
insane.
you enjoyed it, because if they got rid of that owner as a CEO to run the company, who insisted on that kind of treatment
Yeah.
for the
That
customer
means
experience,
I'll be
then the new
losing it.
CEO working for the other majority partners in the company may
The
want
finance
more
guy.
profit. And
Yeah.
may tell them to start creating some self-service lanes.
Do they have self-service at
irritating-
Market
No,
Basket?
They
don't.
actually don't.
They don't.
They
Okay.
don't.
Shaw's does.
So,
Stop and Shop does.
so they may move to that model halfway,
Yeah,
and
let's
keep a lot of
try it.
them and get rid of the baggers and
Then
just
eventually
do
they'll sell the
things,
company, it'll go
do
public,
things
and
to make
then
more
they'll
profit,
all be
just like some of these, what do you call them, hedge funds do when they buy up companies. They squeeze everything out of the profits and cut
But
the service
When you're
and
spending
bankrupt the
that
company.
It'll
much.
allow companies like Dave's Market, who's still a
Yep.
small family-run
Independent,
business,
yeah,
independent,
okay.
to continue to staff their entire cash register line. No, like a Market Basket, only a third of the size. They don't have any automatic machines
No.
or anything like that. You don't.
I just think if I'm spending that much, so just so in defense of myself, when I say I spend that much money
Yeah.
in groceries, like we don't eat out much. I eat
Yeah.
out once a week. Bring my lunch every day, breakfast, bring coffee. We don't do a lot of takeout during
Yep.
the week. But when you're spending that much in groceries, that same amount that I'm walking out with at a Market Basket, I would have spent about $500, $550
Yeah.
going to Stop and Shop or something else where there's no staff and there's no.
Right.
So I guess
And
it's
you
also
did
like
it all
prices
yourself.
are lower and there's
Mm-hmm.
more staff. How is that happening? So, but obviously that's going to shift, and I'm bracing myself for that. But it's just this feeling of like when you're spending that much in groceries, you want to have someone helping you bag up that many. It's a carriage load.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a lot. It's a lot to load it, unload it, bring it into your home.
Yeah.
And then you go back, and then you got to still go back and pay.
I know. Exactly.
All right. At the Woonsocket City Council meeting on Monday, they mentioned that the new market coming to Woonsocket
Yes,
is doubling its size,
Apparently the plans changed. They're going to full-blown supermarket.
going from 30,000 to
for
60,000
60,000 square feet for the whole footprint of the
Yeah.
old Sears, and actually taking additional space. They're going to use the space in the back for just store supply.
Not to be the
And
distribution
then
center. they
Savers is
said.
going to be expanding, apparently. And they're going to get an
Going to the
H&R
left.
Block's going to open up an office there. And
So good.
I guess they're starting to do work on the bowling alley. That's part of the same ownership
They
group.
have. If you go in and look at the Ryan Amusements now, if you're looking at the bowling alleys, all about 5 alleys to the right are all cordoned off, and they've taken them out. That's as far as
Well,
I've gotten.
it's funny. I was down in Virginia Beach, and one of the things we did to occupy my son's time while the surprise party was being arranged in the backyard, was we went to a place called Apex, and it's a bowling alley, but it's much more than that. It's like it's like the place at Lincoln Mall on steroids. It's got
Yeah.
game rooms everywhere.
There's a place like that in
giant
Marlborough,
game room.
Massachusetts.
It's got about 24 lanes of bowling.
Yeah.
And it's got this giant game room, and then they've got an upstairs where they got billiard tables and restaurant and all kinds of other food concessions, and they got a full bar over in the corner. So it is like the Lincoln Mall thing on steroids, and I'm just wondering if that's what Ryan's planning on doing here, is to expand
Similar.
into a larger game
Yeah, they
room
want a larger game
and
room.
add other features
Yep.
that make it more of a overall
Entertainment
family
center.
entertainment
Yeah.
experience.
All right, Tim's got to run.
Yeah.
He's got things to
Sorry,
get to.
guys.
He's,
I
so
hate to
that's
do
fine.
that,
But before you go, Tim, second message, please, from Navigant Credit Union, then we'll send you on your way.
Heading into the last part of the year, folks, the fall and soon to be the winter. And if you have any of those projects that you wanted to get done over the course of the winter and you need some financing for it, don't hesitate to give us a call and ask us about some of our great equity line products and equity loan products. Again, an equity loan is you take a fixed amount of money out and you begin paying it back. An equity line of credit is more like almost a checking account where the money is available to you as you need it. You draw it down, and then you begin paying back on whatever you've borrowed. So there's two different ways to finance some of those. Not buying a house, not putting on a massive addition, but those winter projects where you want to renovate a few rooms, maybe you want to renovate your kitchen, whatever it is you might be looking to do. Navigant Credit is a great solution for your lending needs. So give us a call, 233-4700. Talk to one of our great contact center agents, or visit us online at navigantcu.org. You can start the process right there at our lending center.
All right, Tim, thanks.
Ciao, everyone.
Enjoy the rest of your day.
One
All
step
right.
to the next.
All right.
Bye,
More
Tim.
Coffee Hands
Bye,
coming up.
everybody.
Stay tuned.
ON 1240.
Huge savings on Dell AI PCs with Intel Core Ultra processors are here, and they're newly designed to help you do more faster. They can generate code, edit images, multitask without lag, draft emails, summarize documents, create live translations, and even extend your battery life. That's the power of Dell AI with Intel inside. Upgrade today by visiting Dell.com/deals. That's Dell.com/deals.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ON Radio.
All right, it is Coffee In here on ON Radio. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callan here with Melissa Smith and John Ward. Tim Draper had to go. And basically, down, does everyone know where Marston Mills is in Massachusetts? Marston Mills.
No.
It's on the Cape.
Okay.
It's on Cape Cod.
Okay.
They actually had a Liberty Mutual commercial going on down there with a runaway emu. And Doug was chasing it.
Excellent.
Oh.
No, a runaway emu. Is safely back home. Have you seen the new ones when he's on the football field and Doug gets crushed by the security people?
Yes.
No.
Pretty funny. No, you haven't seen
I
that
have
one?
not seen that one.
I have seen
Limo's
that.
out on the football field where a
Yeah.
game is going on.
Yeah.
So Doug is chasing after him. Of course, he's not part of the game, so security comes out and
Security
tackles
tackle.
Doug.
Oh.
Pretty funny.
Well, look
But anyway, a runaway emu is safely back home in Marston Mills after escaping from his home on Sunday afternoon. The big flightless bird named Walter was spotted at a couple of places in Sandwich, Massachusetts. His adventures caused quite the social media buzz. He was safely captured and returned to its owners. So there you go. So we had our own Liberty Mutual commercial going on down there on the Cape.
I want to know the first guy in the insurance company's marketing team
So let's put this
that
together.
said, "Let's do an emu,"
Yeah.
and all the people in the room laughing at it.
Oh, I'm sure.
And
What a
his
stupid
boss
idea.
is saying, "Well, okay, we're going to do it. I wonder how much of a bonus he got after everyone thought he was nuts."
And so,
Or she. I
yeah.
don't know. I don't know who had the idea.
So they had the two announcers for the fake football game going on, and they say, "Well, someone's run out on the field and he has no pants on," and the other guy says, Does a bird need pants? And then they pixelate the bird.
No.
That's someone's really thinking right on that one right there. This is bizarre. This is out of Albuquerque. A man is in custody after he allegedly shot and killed an O'Reilly Auto Parts employee over oil. Let's see. The deputies say after pulling over a suspect vehicle, deputies arrested Ismael Tena after finding a handgun holster in the truck. Tena is being held on 2 counts of first-degree murder. Ooh, first degree. Wow. Tena said he went to exchange an incorrect oil filter and get 2 free oil containers, 2 in his mind to remedy the error. The shooting happened after the employees followed Tena out of the store. There's more to this story, I think, than what they got here. Isn't that bizarre?
It is bizarre.
I'm returning this. I want this. And then they run out and confront him, and Tena does the shooting. So it's like, wow, this is...
That brings to mind that the guy must be absolutely out of his mind or have some mental disorder. And then I've heard people say, with these people that go out and murder people, well, if you take a gun and kill someone, can't you presuppose that they're out of their mind?
I don't know. A lot of people say that, but I'm looking at this guy.
But again, this
from
guy,
Charlie Kirk, he doesn't look like he's crazed.
No, he doesn't.
And he answered the judge's questions yesterday at his arraignment.
Yes, he did. And he was very stoic and straight-faced and not emotional. But his mind was altered by his experience over the course of the last 2 years. And he clearly is in a situation where he would have to be counseled out of it. And my fear is with him, he could easily be counseled out of it because it's a temporary situation, likely that good counseling could possibly take care of, except he'll be killed.
Correct.
And I'm not saying it as an advocate against the death penalty necessarily, or to say that he's worthy of redemption. But I guess if I were to be the level of Christian that Charlie Kirk is, I think Charlie Kirk's first question is, should you really kill him?
He might not make it to like a legal killing. He just might get killed in prison.
I doubt it.
Don't you think
they're going to protect him?
If you're thinking he is as clear-minded and sane in the decision that he made, and not kind of that stereotypical crazy person.
But why he did it is
well,
crazy.
I'm just saying if he's that clear, wouldn't he probably say logically, I know what I'm going in to do, and I know what the outcome's going to be, and he thought through all of the risk and did it anyways because he felt it was completely necessary.
Yes, but it was premised on some twisted concept of what the world and what Charlie Kirk is. And so if he ever had a chance to talk with counselors and people, even his own family, and just talk it through, where he's not tied to a computer or his phone and getting the input constantly, what could come out of that? Now, I'm not advocating for him being counseled and let out on the street. I'm just saying, what could be done with somebody who was, in very short term, that changed mentally about a particular person, not about general societal stuff, but it was a lot of social media input that created that. And the question is, can it be undone simply by dealing with it as counseling?
Going back to your oil change people, it just feels like you have premeditated, well thought out.
Yep.
Something shifted in a perspective and fueled the anger and led to the attack. Yours is more like blackout, don't know what happened in that exchange, something triggered me, fury, saw red,
like
boom.
like the guy on the train, schizophrenic, probably not on his meds, just crazy.
Wake up the next day and you have no idea what happened.
That's just circuitry is disconnected, chemicals are all out of balance,
and that's us not knowing all the facts.
He just did something.
This is all presumed.
All right, Mount St. Helens is back in the news. Remember when it erupted?
Good for her.
Remember when it erupted back in 1980?
You sure do.
Do you remember?
No, I remember hearing about it.
Oh, okay. I didn't think so. Well,
I was alive, but I wasn't aware.
It looked like it might be erupting again, but it turns out leftover ash from that eruption is still blowing in the air from 1980. The U.S. Geological Survey says this time of year when the snow is melted, strong winds around the volcano in Washington can blow the exposed ash into the air. Commercial airline pilots saw the phenomena known as ash resuspension and reported it. It's such a thing.
Still bubbling.
Resuspension. There you go. And Mount St. Helens alert level remains normal, but experts caution that anytime there's resuspended ash in the air, it can be hazard to aviation and health. You don't want to be breathing this crap in.
No.
So.
No. Interesting stories I've seen about things like, I just saw an article yesterday about, I don't know if either of you have heard of the theory of the Younger Dryas, where there's certain scientists claim that a major meteor event occurred about 12,800 years ago, and the reason, nobody's heard of it.
Yeah.
But the fact is, people wonder about why all of the huge animals in the northern hemisphere disappeared, and they say, they were hunted to extinction, but there weren't enough people to hunt them to extinction.
Okay.
And they really attribute it now to a major meteor strike, and now they just found in 3 separate locations in New Mexico, California, and Arizona some of the remnants that would be created by a meteor strike, and
okay, makes sense.
into the atmosphere and how it affected the atmosphere, and that's why they say a lot of the Bronze Age and earlier societies that existed, very sophisticated societies, and disappeared after that time, and it's attributable. And actually, the human population problem was earlier, but it wiped out a whole series of animals like mammoths and saber-toothed tigers and all of that, because of the atmospherics changing and the cold weather coming, and it knocked out a whole set of civilizations across the northern hemisphere because of the changes, and it's like, those are the kinds of things that I'm a junkie. I read about that crap. But it really does have an impact on how people view the world when they start digging up things and they say, well, who put this here?
Yeah.
This is like 20,000 years old.
Right.
The fact is, there were a lot of very sophisticated civilizations before many of them got wiped
Sure. John, you were just down in Virginia. Are you near Roanoke when you go there?
Camping near Roanoke with my other son and grandson.
Okay.
It was near Roanoke at the Camp Potawatomi.
The Roanoke City Council just voted unanimously to ban people from owning wolf dogs.
Okay.
It's illegal.
It's a wild animal.
Well, they're banning the dogs. They describe the dogs as dangerous, aggressive, wolf hybrid canines. Roanoke residents spoke about a recent incident where community members saw a wolf dog attacking and eating a deer alive. Well, yeah, of course they're eating it alive. They got to kill it first. But anyway, the newly approved ordinance will ban any new hybrid dogs from coming into the city of Roanoke, and will add extra regulations on wolf dogs that already reside in that city. So if you can be grandfathered in if you already own one. You just can't bring any new ones in.
No,
What
the
do we
ones
do-
the ones
Wasn't
that
there?
what do we do with
didn't
the
we have
puppies?
a wolf dog story in Johnston?
Yes.
Yes.
A year or two ago? I don't
and
even know.
they made them they got
they
rid
went
of
away.
it. So it went away. They
Yeah.
went somewhere. They sent it
They
somewhere.
sent it out.
Another state. So, you think, when things are bad in your community, other communities have tough things as well. And it's the Honolulu Police Department, things make you go, what's going on there? The Honolulu Police Department is looking into how a now retired sergeant made more than $236,000 in overtime pay. Remember the big Massachusetts state scandal of overtime pay?
She sounds like an MBTA worker.
Darren Cachola retired in July. He made more than $371,000 during the 2025 fiscal year, which ended in June. That made him the top earning officer in the entire Honolulu Police Department, more than the chief.
Well, when you can
That
pick
makes
up
you
those
go,
extra
extra hours?
construction shifts
Well,
and
It's even better than some Providence firefighters.
The department is reportedly investigating the use of his captain's computer login to see if Cachola may have used it to approve his own overtime. Ooh. There's a
now
conflict of
there's the
interest.
story right
Yeah.
Now there's a Mass State Police event.
That's right. Cachola spent nearly 30 years with the department. During that time, he was the subject of several high-profile investigations into his conduct.
Book 'em, Dano.
He is now collecting a taxpayer-funded pension. Of course he is.
What?
Of at least $10,000 per month. Wow, that's not bad.
But there are Providence firefighters making more than that.
What you think? More than $10,000 a month?
More than 120, absolutely.
Wow. Well, okay.
Some of
then.
those 6%, 6% Coca-Cola
Yeah.
that Buddy Cianci negotiated or gave away back when, they're still getting their 6%. They stopped, I guess, the 6%, but some of them are up over $250,000 a year.
All right, and back. We got one more story, and back to Melissa, because you don't care if they're, whatever they do, gay, bi, lesbian, whatever. All right, Atlanta is at the top of the list of polyamorous cities in the United States. You'd think it'd be out in Utah, but it's not. It's Atlanta, Georgia. Polyamorous describes relationships involving romantic connections with more than one person simultaneously. The website, if you want to go check it out, sisterwives.com, shows that more people from Atlanta signed up on the website than any other. Houston, Dallas, and New York City also ranked high on the list. So.
Let's get it on.
Oh my God! Someone save me!
Come on,
my Lord.
That's funny. That's funny. All right, that does it for the show for today. We'll end on the polyamorous.
So if your name is Esther, does that make you polyester?
Oh my God! Help!
Thanks, John.
Help! Anyone listening?
Melissa, thanks for coming in today.
I think I was happy to be here. I'm debating next week. We'll see.
All right, very good.
But she's going to have to go home now and think about that.
Thanks for Tim Drake for being here today as well. John Ward, thanks for coming in.
And thank you for having me. And beautiful weather coming up, I'm sure. So go out and enjoy the God-given day.
All right, thanks. This is Joe Callahan. We'll talk again at 2 this afternoon. Stay tuned for Gary Smith and the crew. Do you remember's coming up after the 9 o'clock news.
Broadcasting live and local daily from the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street. This is WOON Woonsocket Radio. And now, the news.
NBC News Radio, I'm Michael Kastner. A Republican senator is calling for a national day of remembrance for slain conservative activist Charlie Kirk. Senator Rick Scott of Florida says Charlie Kirk Day would be held on October 14th on what would have been his 32nd birthday. Both Presidents